Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today we're out here. It's with the wind chill today. It's about negative, I don't know what they said, -7 below, something like that. And I know you guys and ladies up in Canada, that feels like springtime, but it's cold for Missouri folks. And these cattle are on stockpile. We've got, what we're doing is we're giving them tonight. They're going to get about 3 acres. Ben's walking across the paddock over there. Isaac is standing on the cold end of the strip. We put all these paddocks in about a week ago. I think we've got 10, let's see, 4, 8, 11. We've got 11 paddocks in front of them here. And so the cows were given this piece this morning. As we popped over the hill, they didn't see us. They were all over there on that hill grazing. As soon as they saw us, they're here at the gate or at the wire. And when they go into that next strip over there, I've got a bale here on the back. I'll show you in my mirror. There it is. Got the Greg Judy baling roller back there. And the boys will just stand on this wire in front of me. That's a high tensile wire. That's a paddock. It's a paddock division. And we'll just drive right over that. And we're going to unroll the hay on what they were on grazing on this morning. So they're just getting one bale. But there's some really high quality stockpile. You can see there they go. Ben's actually rolling the wire up and Isaac is pulling the post. And on weather like today, you've got to kind of work at it to get those posts out of the ground, because I mean they're froze in there. But if you kick them, just kick them lightly both directions, they'll pop out. And those are the O'Briens. So there's, well, look at those cows just running. Some of them are kicking their tails up. They're having a great time. Look at them, they're going right to grazing. So this would have been grazed, excuse me, in about the middle, third week of November, and we're at February 10th today. So do the math on that. It's been 60 plus days, and there's some really high quality forage in there. It's still green, sticking up through the snow, and we're just fortunate. I mean, it's cold, but you know, we've had a good winter, and I can't complain. I mean, I did a virtual conference for North Carolina this last week, and I was talking to the guy that was running it before we started the meeting, or the presentation that I gave, and he said, Greg, we had a terrible winter last winter. It was so wet, and we made it through it, but it rained almost every day of the winter. And after we looked back, we told ourselves, you know, we made it through it. We'll never have one this bad again. And he said, regrettably, he said, Greg, I was wrong. This winter has been worse. And where they were at there, it rained and rained and rained, and they had water sitting on top of the ground. And I don't remember whether he said he got a 3-inch or a 6-inch rain on top of that. Folks, that's mud. I mean, that's tough stuff to manage in. And I've been there, I've done it. It's just miserable. So as cold as it is, these cattle are being held up. That is Kentucky 31 fescue out there. It stays green even in cold weather. I mean, those cattle are going after it. Look at that. Now, we start unrolling this hay. It's really, the one I got on the back is pretty good hay. They may come over and eat a little bit of it. But you can see this morning, right over there, where we gave them their bale, they didn't clean that up. There's still some hay over there. They will tonight. That'll all be gone by morning. And when I get done unrolling this bale, the boys are headed back this way with their post. I'm gonna walk over and show you our winter water and how much ice we're cutting out of that thing. The cattle keep it open. We cut it this morning. It was about 2 inches thick, maybe 3. And we got all the ice off. And boy, these cows in this cold weather, they drink water. They're not like sheep. Our sheep will not drink water. Even if you give it to them, they won't drink a bit of it. They'll just let it freeze, as long as they're grazing. Now, if you put sheep up on dry hay, they're going to take some water. They're going to need some water. But as long as they're grazing this forage, there's got a little moisture in it. They don't require any water at all. They won't drink it. But this is, I mean, these cattle are working for us. It's cold out here. The cattle aren't feeling sorry for themselves. They're out there. And I'm going to be out there in a minute, but I'm going to put my gloves on first. But we're going to drive over this wire right here in front of us and get this bale off, and then I'm going to go over to the water. I've got to watch where I drive out here. There are some honey locust trees. That's what wants to grow out here, and I've got a honey locust savanna started here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 15 trees here in front of me. And I've saved those. I've let them they're getting bigger and bigger. There's some in there now 12 feet tall. When I leased this farm, they were probably 2 feet tall. But I've told the landowner I'm not going to let them take over the farm. And the unruly ones that, you know, don't make a good tree, we just cut those and paint the stump and get rid of them. But they do make excellent shade. And with that, the boys are ready. Here we go. We're actually using the Toyota Tacoma to unroll hay. It's so cold out here. You just about freeze to death on a four-wheeler. That ATV will, you know, it'll go. I've got the Honda Rubicon, but boy, when you got a heated cab and a little truck that doesn't leave any ruts, of course, it's not going to leave ruts when it's, you know, 7 below zero. But I'm going to go out here just a little bit. The boys are following me. When I stop, they're going to know that's about where I want to start at. Oh, this is where the Amazon forest was. This is the cocklebur field from this summer. Remember, it flooded and it killed out all this grass, and we got a ton of cockleburs in here. So we've been unrolling hay on this cockleburs, and we're going to start right here. So Isaac will grab his knife here. We're using a box cutter blade.
Go here?
Yep, let's start right here.
All right.
And so they'll cut the netting. I'm gonna put the parking brake on this thing and I'll show you here in a minute. Yeah, he's almost got the netting off. I'm telling you what now, I won't have any gloves on. I get out of this truck and I'm gonna freeze it. I'm gonna show you just the procedure here. So you just cut the netting off. And now we've got the winch still attached. He's going to push down on that arm and release that hook. Ben's already got the netting. There it goes. He dropped her on the ground. So the netting is off. We've got the bale on there. How you call that? Petting the cat?
Petting the cat.
Petting the cat.
See, if you were to pet forward, like if a cat's facing forward and you're petting them, it's like ruffles up their hair. But if you pet them like you would normally pet a cat.
And why did we put that bale on like we're petting a cat?
It rolls a lot farther. It saves a lot of work for me and Ben.
It's like when you're rolling up a ball of string, you roll it up, and if you wanted to unroll it really fast and thick, you'd just back off the opposite direction. Yep. But if you kept rolling that ball of string,
yep,
you're just going to be like flicking little
chunks
pieces
out. Yep. So I'm going to take off, and you all won't have very much fork in here to do it all.
Hope not.
When I get done with this, guys, I'll meet y'all over at the water tank.
All right.
I want y'all to talk about our little procedure on that.
So wait until you get up there to chop it? Or
no, you can chop it. Okay. Yep, I'm going to take off with this bale. So, sorry about all this jerking around, but we got one person doing the filming. Okay, here we go. Yeah, there it goes. It's coming off. You can see it churning there in the back. Matter of fact, let me do this. There you go. Can y'all see that? I think you can. So it's petting the cat. Petting the cat. Boy, that is some good hay. There's some clover in there. Fescue, orchard grass. And with that, I'm going to turn it back around. I'm going to show you the cows. Look at that. They're not coming to the hay. Why aren't they coming to the hay? Look at that. I gotta get out and show you this. Hey, a single cow came over here. Look at that. Every single cow, 7 below 0. Look at that. They are going after that stockpile fescue like it's candy. Man, oh man, oh man, look at that. It's cold out here. Even the little calves are out there with their mothers, or the younger calves. We've only got one little calf. But everything's grazing. Everything's got its head down. There's no fighting. They're not pushing each other around. They're just eating. So we've got one more strip left over there for in the morning, and that'll take us clear to that creek over there. And then we'll have this paddock finished up. But look at that. There's not a single animal that's coming on that hay. And folks, this is high quality hay. I mean, this is good stuff. Guess what? Look at that. There's that seasoned red clover. There's orchard grass in there. Oh my gosh, I just put my nose in there. It smells like cereal. I mean, it's got a really sweet smell to it. Guess what? It's not green. It's not green. So we go over here in this nasty old cold snow with this forage sticking out. Looky there. That's what they're eating. They're getting green blades of grass tucked down in that snow. And that's a whole lot, but look at it. It's all over. It's sticking out of that snow. It's green. And if you move this snow back, and pull that snow off, ooh, that makes your hand cold quick. See, there's a nice bite full of grass there. See, that's all these South Poles ever done is graze. That's all they've ever done. Just because it's winter and it's cold and there's a little snow on it doesn't stop them. They continue to graze. You can see right where the wire was at, right here. They took her down. By morning, all that snow will be gone, trampled, and it's going to look like this over here that they were on this morning. And with that, I've got to get in. Man, my hands froze. Golly, it's cold. Woo! Oh, that's why we're using the heated truck. Those animals, everybody says, where are you going to put them, Greg, when it gets cold? They've got a draw down in there. They've got those cedars over there. There's all kinds of places they can go, and they'll always huddle up and use each other's heat. And so when you take a 1,000-pound cow that's got a really nice rumen working for her, she's got a lot of fluid in that rumen, and it's warm. And then you put 375 of them together, that is a huge, huge heat output. And that's why they're always tight when you see them in really adverse weather. They'll all be tight together, and they're using each other's heat to stay warm. Look at the stockpile out there. That's what they're on today. So we're not going to worry about taking this right here. We're going to leave it. And the reason we're going to leave it is we're going to have 80 some bulls in here. They're going to be in here in about a month when we take them off. Well, actually less than a month. If the weather gets mild where we can do it, we're going to sort them off the end of this month. So we've got some bull grazing in here. The cows are going to the Judy farm. But if it stays cold like this, we may take the whole herd to the Judy farm, because I don't want to sort and wean off 7-month-old bull calves. Some of them are going to be 7 months. Some will be 12, 14, 16, 18, all the way up to 2 years old. Those will all be taken out of the cow herd. And that's because, folks, if you calve on a day like today here in Missouri, in this kind of condition, you're not going to save a calf, and it's just a good way to go broke. So take those bulls out. Don't leave your bulls in from March all the way to July. That'll do it. That'll take care of winter calving, or it has for us. Look at that. It's beautiful. I'm working these cockleburs over. I'm gonna put some hay down on it. That bale is tight. I'm going and I'm going and I'm going and I'm going. The boys are over there getting the ice off the tank. By the time I get over there, this bale is gonna be, man, that petting the cat trick works, folks. Look at that. I mean, I've made 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th windrow, and it's still on there. So your cows can spread out. If you have a dominant cow, she can't push everybody off of a 400-foot windrow. And look at the fertility. I mean, I'm stretching out the manure and the urine and the carbon. It's all going on a bigger area. I love these little Greg Judy bale unrollers. And Kendall and Amber do an awesome job of making them. And now they're shipping them. Got shipping services for these dudes. Okay, we're just about done with it. There's a little bit left on there, so I'm gonna back it up. There, it's coming on. The last little bit. I'm watching the mirror behind me. I'm going backwards, folks, so I gotta watch what I'm doing. I'm gonna run through a fence. There it goes. She's gone. Then I've already got the ice off that tank. I bet there wasn't much on there. Because we had 375 of them drinking out of that today. And here we're coming up to it. I'm gonna do this real quick because it's gonna be cold out there. Okay, what y'all, let's do the tank real quick so I can shut this thing off. How much ice was on here, guys?
There's still a little area that can drink on.
Was it what, an inch thick, half-inch thick?
It was like a quarter inch.
Quarter-inch thick?
They had it kind of broken off or opened up.
So what am I looking at here? I got a 400-gallon tank. What's keeping that water? I mean, it's 7 below zero wind chill out here. What do we got here?
We've got a valve in the center of the tank.
Okay.
All the way down there. You can't obviously see it because it's muddy.
And it's got an lever arm on it going up to that float.
Right, so that's controlling the level. And it's running all the way up to this pond up there. It's buried below the frost line.
Okay.
So it's insulated down there, and then it comes up in the center of the tank.
Yep.
And so the cold has to get all the way to, has to freeze all the way to the center of the tank in order to freeze through the pipe. So
Yep. Guys, you know, I've had this in for 20 years. This is a Pride of the Farm plastic tank. They make other tanks that are cheaper. But what I wanted to point out, whoops, sorry, Ben. See the baffles here on the side? It's got 1, 2, 3 baffles. Those baffles are what give that Pride of the Farm tank strength. And I'm not a rep for Pride of the Farm. They ought to give me something for endorsing them, I guess. But it is a heck of a tank. It's sitting on concrete. And there's a 12-inch pipe coming up in the middle of this tank, and so I'm getting heat coming out of that pipe, and the water pipe comes right up through the center of that. But there's 400 gallons, folks. It's cold out here, and there's no water. There's no ice froze on the side of that tank.
That's how thick it was.
Okay, that's not very much. 3/8 of an inch.
Yeah.
But like you said, the camera right here, they kept it open pretty much the whole day.
Ben, give us an example of that bucket. What you got there?
Well, if Isaac chips it and it's thin like you just saw, you can use this bucket.
You got holes in your bucket.
Yeah.
Lots of holes.
So if it's thin, he can just chip it up into small little pieces, and then you just dip.
Oh, you're like dipping up ice cubes.
Yeah. And then you got
Oh,
a couple
okay.
ice cubes in
There you go.
there. And then we've been coming over here because we've already grazed this. This is our ice pile. And we're dumping them right
So the
there.
cattle aren't on the ice pile.
And you can see.
Well,
I don't
you-
know if you can see how thick like this piece
You can
is.
make a lot of homemade ice cream right there.
Like that's
Oh,
like
yeah.
maybe a good 1.5 inches. That was when, overnight, that's how thick it'll get.
Yeah.
But
Wow. We got the mineral up here because it was muddy.
I don't think we have to worry about
We don't have to worry about mud anymore, so we can move that. Anyway, folks, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. I'm about to freeze. My hands are turning blue. And Ben and Isaac are ready to get in. We're all ready to get in where it's warm. Everyone have a good one. On the way out, hit that subscribe button. And we're going to see you all down the road.